Hi guys, I hope you had seen the last video and the introduction to LLMs was interesting. And yes, I think from now onwards we'll be starting with GitHub. So yeah, essentially we'll see what GitHub is, how we can use it. I'm not sure how many parts I'm going to make, but welcome to the first part for GitHub for data science. So guys, see, the idea is that from where is this everything coming is the central theme is version control. So what is version control? Version control is a system that records changes to files over time, allowing you to recall specific versions later. Okay, that's a very fancy way of telling stuff, but I'm going to tell you simply. Let's say you write some code and you realize that hey, my previous code was better. You don't do control Z and stuff, right? There needs to be a centralized repository where your code gets saved and you are like, okay, let me revert back to the previous version. And this happens a lot. Guys, see, if you are not using GitHub for your projects, there is no way you're gonna get calls from recruiter. There's no way you're gonna even think of building an AI product. So GitHub is like the central thing. And as I said, I'm not sure how deep we are gonna dive in, but this is important, guys. Essentially, you don't design neural nets anymore. OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, Mistral, Meta does it for you. Now you need to learn how to design a system. That's why I'm here. The next thing is, what is Git? So Git is a distributed version control system. Again, now Git is the underlying technology which would be used in GitHub. Okay, so mainly we are focusing on GitHub. So what is GitHub? GitHub is a software that allows us to do version controlling. Secondly, it involves or allows us to basically track changes. That's essentially version controlling only. Third thing is that it helps us to collaborate. Now why do we need to collaborate? Now the idea is that, let's say you write code for uh, data cleaning, and now you're like, hey, I'm a data analyst, I'm done with data cleaning, can the data scientist fit a model on it? So you need some sort of collaboration for it, right? So GitHub is essentially the platform, the tech stack that is used for collaboration, and we also use it a lot. The next thing is, why do we need it? Track changes in code, datasets, documentation. As I said, guys, see, tracking changes is important, as well as saving your code. Guys, trust me, if you're a developer or you've worked around people who use GitHub, you would have realized that there have been so many instances where the code is lost. It has happened with me. You're building applications and you're not pushing code, and suddenly you realize that this code is not working out and the previous code is lost. That's very common. And the thing is that this is very bad as well, right? From day one, I believe the first, rather than studying AI, ML, data science, statistics, this is the thing that needs to be taught. So that's why we are here. And so we'll be setting up GitHub for a quick demo. Okay, now this is the first class of our GitHub. So this would be covering all the essential things, the basic stack that you would be needing. So guys, see, you need to have Git installed in your system. I have attached link to install Git, so you can install Git, and I'll be using Visual Studio as I said in the first video only. And you can make a GitHub account, guys. Obviously I don't want to teach you how to sign in and make an account, so essentially you can do it. Now the thing is how we would be using it. So let's create a new repository. Now the thing is, what is a repository? So repository would be essentially the place where you would be pushing your code, or the place where your code would get saved. So let's click on new and let's create a repository saying class 3. Okay, let's just make it GitHub only, right? Because I'll use this repository for the entire GitHub course. Okay, GitHub DS. Okay, now this is a repository that I'll be using across everywhere for my GitHub. So I'm adding a readme file. So what is a readme file? So readme file is gonna give someone a look to your repository. Okay, that what is this repository about? Let me show you some readme files. So guys, I created an application a few days back, that's jobfinder.ai. I released it as well. On day one, it had about 300 users, and yeah, it was a good application, but yeah, there were few shortcomings as well. We'll discuss once we focus on product development specifically. So see, this is the readme file. Okay, now what is this application is written. I have attached few images for demo also, so we'll see application part and product development later. So I'm adding a readme file, I'm adding a git ignore file. So guys, there are few files that you don't push to the cloud. uh, that's basically your system files and your API secret. So that's there. I need to choose a license. So essentially I'm choosing a MIT license. So license is something that's going to tell people that what and how they can use your code. These type of things are very important if you are creating a bundle or a package and deploying it. We are not doing anything, but let's just choose MIT license. So now we are creating a public repository. So as I said, that repository would be a place where I'll be pushing my code. That's it, nothing else. GitHub is in the cloud. I'm pushing my code to the cloud. That's it. Now I have done this. Now I need to do it in my local machine. Like I need to write some code and then only I'll be able to push it. So let's just copy it. So if I open VS Code, so if I'm opening VS Code, if I'll be opening VS Code, I can see an option of clone git repository. I'll click on that. I'll paste the URL and I'll do it like that. Okay, now it's asking me where I want. So let's just go to desktop. Where is my desktop? Where is my desktop? Desktop 2024 AI engineering class 2. This is fine. Yeah, select as default. Let's just open in a new window. Let's just close this window. So now you're able to see I was able to fetch things from the cloud, right? I basically cloned a git repository. So this is essentially cloning, right? That something is on the cloud, you clone that repo, and now we are going to do some changes and we are going to push it to the cloud. So essentially, let's create a file app.py. Since this is a dummy project only, so I won't be writing much code. This is more towards the idea of you getting GitHub. So which sort of application you guys want me to create? I think we can stick to any basic applications. Let's just stick to basic application only. Let's just ask the user input. Please enter your name, and we'll be printing the name. Okay, let's just keep things very simple. Print n. Okay, now let me run the code. So my video would come in between. Let's just reduce the size of it. Yeah, let's just run it. So it's asking me to please enter your name. So first of all, let me just cancel it. Let me just try to change a bit. Yeah. So it's okay. I'm just mentioning Aditya. Okay, sorry. So here I need to mention Aditya, and it's printing Aditya. Okay. Now this is done. Now what we need to do? Now the thing that we need to do is, see, there is green in this. Okay. Now I need to push this to the cloud. How will I do it? First of all, it's very simple, guys. Okay, you don't need to do anything. You just need to write few commands. Write git add all your files. Git add dot is essentially the command that would help git track all your files, okay, which are otherwise not mentioned in git ignore, right? So I'll tell you, let's create a file .env. See, this is not green. Why this is not green? Because this won't be pushed to the cloud. Why? Because these are API secrets. You don't want your API secrets to be pushed away here and there, right? API secrets are managed in a different way. As I said in the lecture one, I'll have a session on API credentials as well, and on how to manage. Those are also very important things. So for the time being, it's fine. Now this file is green, so that means it's ready to be pushed to the cloud. So uh, let's just commit first. Git commit -m first commit. Okay, now the first commit has been made. So here you need to enter messages. These messages needs to be meaningful messages. Okay, so often meaningful messages are like, you need to write like added data cleaning module, added this feature, removed this feature, improved on this. So just keep your git messages short, so it will essentially help you track systems. And now you can push it. Okay, git push su origin main. So this is the command that's going to help you push the code to the main branch. Okay, now let's just go to GitHub and do it. So see, this is the first commit. Now let's say you tell me that, hey, I want to add print n plus str hi. Doesn't make sense, but yeah, for the time being, just consider we are writing some more code and now I'm running it. So it's asking my name. Let's just enter Geo, and now it's entering Geo High. Okay, now we have made a change. Now we need to again add everything, right? So let's just add get add. So all our files, it would now it git knows that okay, I need to track this file and push it. So now we can push it. Git first we need to add a git commit message. Okay, git commit -m, second commit, and then we can push it. Git push -u origin main. Now this will push it. Okay, now this is being pushed to the GitHub. Now let's just see what is happening. So see, essentially now it's pushed. Now if I click on second commit, I will be able to track things. This was my first code and this was my second code. This is the power of GitHub, guys. This is what I wanted to show you in this quick tutorial, that hey guys, this is how we need to commit things, this is how we need to create a repository. So let me give you a walkthrough of it. At times, mostly in my edtech experience, what I have seen is at times people don't understand in the class, but the moment you give them a walkthrough of what we have done, something happens. Like as they say that the end is extremely important for a class. So let me tell you what we did is we are using GitHub. What is GitHub? GitHub uses Git. What is Git? Git is used for version control. Why we are using GitHub? Because we need to push our code. Why we need to push our code? For version control, for collaboration and other stuff, right? So basically for collaboration only for the time being. Okay, so what we created a repository. What is a repository? Essentially a place where you push your code. Okay, then what we did it, we just we cloned this repository. Okay, so you can use the command git clone and copy paste the URL. So I just did it from VS Code only. Then what essentially I did is I added some code. I wrote git add. So why this add thing? This will basically tell git to add this file in the context. Okay, that this file needs to be pushed to the cloud. What is git commit? Git commit is essentially, hey, that this is going to be my commit, this is the message of the commit, and then I'm just pushing my uh, code, right? Let's just once revisit as well. Let's just use Gemini. uh, I don't think I missed something, but let's just see. So see, as I said, stages commit for stages, changes for commit. So this is gonna help basically Git realize that which file it needs to take care of so that it can track changes. Because see, we are not doing anything in .env, right? We are doing in app.py. So now my the system knows that it needs to track changes in app.py. Number one, this is basically a wildcard. Okay, now this is going to help it representing all files in the current directory. So just track every file in the current directory. Git commit, this basically creates a snapshot for staged commits, takes the file from stages area and created a new commit. You'll be prompted with a commit message describing the changes. See, whenever you're pushing the code from local to the cloud, right, to my GitHub, I need to write some message. Otherwise, how will I track things? So for that matter only, I need to write some message and then we are pushing it. That's it. So it's simple only. So yeah, essentially this was it. If we would go to my PPT as well, this is what I wanted to show you for the first demo. This is just like general GitHub introduction. This was not specifically for data science or anything. This is basically in every project, every software engineering project, we do these kind of things. And if you want a more data science like product, please revisit my class 1. I have done this, but we are going to build up from this only, right? So we are able to create a repository, we are able to commit things, we are able to push code, everything is set up now. So let's just see how the next class for GitHub goes and what topics we have. So for the time being, thank you guys, stay tuned in the series. Thanks.